Hi, it's Stephen here from Son of a Nation Wave, and I thought I would do a tarot spread for the month ahead, the month of November, using a 5-card spread, just to get a few insights on to what might lie ahead and what the focus may be for this month. So I thought this would be a good thing. I do the daily draws, but I thought if it'd be good to do a draw for the month ahead and see how how the daily draws fit into this month ahead reading, how they fit into the general, if they fit into the general theme, if they sort of match together. So I thought it'd be an interesting experiment, if you like, to see what the cards may actually say and how they may come into agreement or not, as the case may be. It may not flow that way, but I thought it'd be interesting to try. So let's try something different. So anyway, it's a 5-card spread. I'm using the Ellen Dugan's Witch's Tarot. I'm using for the daily draws this month, so using the same deck. So here we go. The first card is, and you may want to see me, is to do with what we leave behind from the previous month, and what, so what do we need to let go of and leave behind? Okay, so we've shuffled enough. I'll pick a card, and I'll just put that there for now. Okay, right, now a bit more shuffling, and it's easy to do it off camera, but I'll finish off on camera. Okay, so this is for what we carry forward, what we take with us into the, what we need to take with us into the coming month. Okay, here we go. Put it together. Cut to a card, like I do with the daily draw. Right. Okay, and then we'll turn over the card when we've picked all the cards together. So this one is the outer focus, what we're focusing on outside of us, the outer focus. I hope I haven't got these the wrong way around, because the next one's going to be the inner focus. But as long as we're telling the cards we want the outer focus energy of the month. Okay, here we go. We'll go there and put that there. And as I just said, now we have the inner focus. The inner focus. What we're focusing on in ourselves, as opposed to what we're doing outside of ourselves, what we're doing out there externally. What is the inner focus for this month? Okay, here we go. And then the final card. The final card is going to be the general energy of the month. The energy of the month. The main energy of, the dominant energy of the month ahead. So, just to get an overview. And then we'll see if that's echoed in our daily readings. And I've already recorded the first one. It should be up before this one. I didn't know whether to do this first, but I thought, no, I'll do the daily draw. And then it was after the daily. I thought I'll get the daily draw up, and then I thought, well, then I'll do this afterwards, because this is for the month ahead, so there's not so much of a deadline for this as long as we do it near the beginning of the month, of course. So anyway. This is the cards. Now, the first one is what we leave behind. And that is the shadow side. Interesting. This is like the equivalent of the devil card. So we leave some habits and things that has held us back. The things that hold us back, the things that are not helpful to us, the things that tie us up. You often in the devil cards you get you get the image of them chained up, and we need to break free. The things we need to break free of: bad habits, wrong kinds of thinking, listening to the wrong people, trying to please the wrong people, all these kind of things, different aspects of ourselves that hold us back from growth, from moving forward. That's what we need to leave behind in order to move forward this month. So maybe we need to be thinking, what is it about that's been holding me back? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to let go of and break free of in order to make the most of the month ahead? So I think that's an interesting one to get. Is taking back our power. Maybe we've given some of our own personal power away, and we're not living in that personal power. Something external to us or a different part of us that shouldn't be in control is in control, and we need to take that power back. So that's what I think that one's about. So what do we take forward then? The Five of Swords. Interesting. I love how it's like it's either a butterfly or a moth or a dragonfly. I don't know much about different bugs. I only recognize them. I think the dragonfly's up here, isn't it? There is a dragonfly. I think I remember that. But it's like Fae as well. And I think this ties in with the devil card or the shadow side card, in that this is about knowing knowing how to pick our battles, and knowing when to say and to like, or pick our arguments. And sometimes, instead of just trying to win an argument that's not going to be won, trying to win, just walk away from the situation. Maybe we have a need to be right all the time, or to come out on top in a disagreement, or in communications and talking with people. We need to feel as if we've got the upper hand all the while. And perhaps what we need to let go of is that. And what we need to take forward is that we don't have to come out on top all the while. That's the lesson we learn from that. We don't need. It's okay. We're not going to win every time. We're not going to come out on top every time. Our thinking isn't going to be right every time. And if you're in a disagreement with someone and they seem to be focused on they've got to get better, let them have their little victory that may end up not being the victory at all. You just walk away and get on with better things. So it may be it's worth losing an argument, or losing, on points, as it were, but walking away to something better and having growth and happiness and development in your life, than actually winning the argument but losing a lot more as a result. So it's picking what we're going to focus on, and what we're taking forward is changing our minds about just sometimes knowing when to drop it and let the situation be and move on. That could be what this card is suggesting to us. Okay, so I said the outer focus first, didn't I? And then the inner focus. It may have been the other way around, but it doesn't really matter. I said the outer focus for the next card, and that's the Three of Cups. And just focus on the positive connections with people. There'll be situations, people that will just want to argue. And sometimes you just need to walk away from those people because they're not being helpful. focus on the relationships and the people that you connect with that build you up. So focus outwardly on making sure that you're strengthening and building relationships and connections with other people that are conducive to growth, that are positive energy for you, that help you to come together and support one another for mutual growth and just to enjoy being together. So I think with those two, so as a follow on from that, it seems to be be discerning about who you spend your most the majority of your time with, and how much energy that you give to certain people, and make sure that you focus on the positive. You can't necessarily shut out everybody that may not be so conducive, but you have to know when to call it a day. You can have a bit of a to and fro, but don't be obsessed with it. Know when to walk away, that you're not getting anywhere. Go and focus on what can be built, where your strengths can be built, where the sense of community and friendship and relationship can be strengthened. Put your energy there instead, is what I believe this card is saying, and that is another aspect of what this month's focusing on, that kind of lesson, that kind of importance. Okay, so now we have the inner focus, what we're going inward to focus on in ourselves. And, well, isn't that fun? That's the strength card. Okay, so we're focusing on our inner strength, our inner resilience, that restraining ourselves from getting out of hand a bit too much, which may be breaking free of this kind of behavior. And this is how we do this, is because we know when to hold back, to tame the lion, right? We want to continue the fight, but sometimes we need to recognize that sometimes, no, it's not worth it. It's not worth the energy. This is where we need to put our energies, and to do that, we need to be working on our self-control, our inner strength and resilience, and learning how to do that, to have that sense of strength. Real strength is often exhibited by when we choose, and power, particularly, it's made more evident and poignant when we choose not to use it in a certain way. We possess it, but by choosing not to use it because we decide that that's the wisest thing to do at the time, that's where real inner strength comes from. So, to me, that's what the focus, the inner focus is going to be for us to be a bit more restrained and be careful. We don't lose that power, because part of this is regaining our power, but it's using it wisely. Using strength to build up, to build this sense of these strong relationships, and to defend them, but not to waste our time with petty squabbles and battles that serve no purpose. Where we could start to flex our muscles and try and fight it out, but even if we did win, what have we really won in effect? That's what I believe this card says. So we need to bring a change of thinking about what it really means to win. Maybe the way to win in certain situations is just to move on to something better. Okay, so our final card is the general energy of the month ahead, and we have the King of Swords. So maybe I'll put it down here over it in the middle of, if I'll get it to stay. how the energy that covers all of this is the King of Swords. So that might mean that we need to maintain a cool head, which is why we need to, now all the cards are falling. We need to maintain a cool head, and be decisive in the way that we think and the way that we execute our communication. Be clear-minded, clear in our thoughts and in our speech, but to also have mastery over it. So it's that strength card, having the mastery over things, so that it's focused. It's not wild. We're not just letting loose with our words and thoughts without, it's a controlled way of expressing our thoughts and our plans and our actions and our decisions. And they're made, the upright sword with this is a clear, straight up. There's no deception. This is the truth. This is what my truth is. This is what I truly feel. To be true to ourselves and to our way of thinking, but to do it in a way with that wisdom and that cool-headedness that stops us getting carried away, particularly in our dealings with others, getting a bit hot-headed and impulsive. So try not to be impulsive. Sometimes you need to move on from certain situations that are not, you're not going to, the more you pursue them, the less you're going to be, less beneficial it's going to be. Concentrate on the positive, building good emotional connections that are going to help you and support you and build you up and build one another up. Keep your restraint on the way that you do, the way you deal with things. Channel your strength, your inner strength, and your sense of personal power in a way that is more beneficial to the situation. And keep a cool head. Think things through perhaps a bit more, so that you be a bit more thinking before you do something. But then when you thought it through, and you have a clearer head, then you decisively, go with that idea, go with that plan, say the thing that you feel you need to say, but do it in a way that's not hot-headed and impulsive. So I think that is the reading for the month ahead. It seems to be, just keep a check on yourself and focus on the right things, and don't be pulled into things that are not going to be helpful to you, and just watch the things that you do and say, and don't let yourself get drawn in and get carried away with things. Try and keep a cool head and just keep going one step at a time, and you'll get through what you need to get through, and you'll achieve what you want to achieve. And that, I think, is the message for the month ahead. So we'll see how that plays out, and I'll see how that plays out with the daily draw. And without telling you today's daily draw for the 1st of November, funnily enough, today's draw does sort of fit in with this reading. So, and if you've already seen it, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, go and take a look at it and compare it to this reading, and you may get what I'm saying. But anyway, that's it. That's the reading for the month for the month ahead. I hope it's a useful exercise, and it's going to be interesting to see how it applies. We'll have a look at it perhaps at the end of the month to see how the daily readings have fitted in or not with this reading. But anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.